The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Vibrant Living, and welcome to La Bella Vita Cucina. First off, I'd like to thank GM Roth for the use of their beautiful kitchen here today. Today's show, we're going to be making a few of my favorite dishes. We are going to start with a mushroom saute with a really luxurious sauce that's very simple, can be used as a side dish or added onto pasta. We're also going to be making one of my family favorites that my mom used to make, Schnitzel. Have you guys ever heard of Schnitzel before? We're going to be making ground turkey Schnitzel like you've never had before. Very luscious and tender and juicy. We're also going to be making a Roma tomato salad. Very fresh ingredients, beautiful tomatoes. So let's take a quick peek over here at our ingredients tray. For all the things that we're going to be making, in no particular order here, we have our organic ground turkey, we have our baby spinach, we have some fresh parsley, we have some organic vegetable stock, we have our Parmigiano Reggiano, we have Vidalia onion, we have garlic, we have mascarpone cheese, which is like an Italian cream cheese. We have some fresh organic thyme. We also have some fresh organic basil underneath here in a cute little package. We also have some green olives, gourmet tomatoes, beautiful colors, reds and yellows. We have some baby portobello mushrooms. We have some pitted black olives. Did we say the baby spinach? We have some vine-ripe tomatoes and some colorful rainbow Swiss chard on the other side. We're also going to be using a little bit of unsalted butter and our favorite organic olive oil. So first off, we're going to start by making our mushroom dish. So we have our pan. We are going to turn on our gas flame here and get our pan heated up. There we go. And again, we're going to be using a little bit of extra virgin olive oil right in the bottom of the pan. One of our go-to favorites here to get started with our dishes. Probably about 2 tablespoons will do it. And we're also going to use a little bit of unsalted organic butter, probably about 2 tablespoons as well. So we're going to put our butter right in the olive oil and kind of let that start to melt a little bit. In the meantime, I am going to grab some of our baby portobello mushrooms. Now this dish, you can just slice your mushrooms right in half. And if you have some bigger ones, cut them in 4s like we're doing right here. Now with baby portobello mushrooms and any mushrooms, when you get them, they may have a little bit of dirt on the outside, and you definitely don't want to soak them in water or wash them in the sink to clean them. What you want to do is just take a dishcloth, and I've done this prior to getting started, and you just kind of basically brush off very gently any of the debris that you find and just kind of push it off to the side. That way your mushrooms retain their shape and don't get soggy. Okay, so we're gonna finish cutting those up. And if there are some that are teeny weeny and tiny, just feel free to leave them whole. And I'm doing about, I would say about 12 ounces of the mushrooms. So it's about a package and a half. Or if you want to just use both packages, if you happen to buy 2, you can certainly do that. That's not a problem, and just accommodate with your, salt and pepper and your Parmesan cheese, just to accommodate a great taste. Some of them I'm cutting in 4. They are kind of big. This one's really tiny, so we're going to leave this one whole. And we are removing the stems. And mushrooms are like sponges. they cook down and shrink basically into nothing. And this is a really big one, so we're gonna give this one a good chop, probably 4, and then again. It's kind of like working too with spinach. If you've sauteed spinach before, you can start off with a big pan full of spinach, and all of a sudden it reduces to nothing, and you're like, where did it go? All right, so we're gonna cut that. And our butter and our olive oil is melting nicely. We're gonna get these mushrooms in. 3 more to go. And the mushrooms will take probably about 15-20 minutes to reduce down. So we're gonna take our mushrooms, put them right in our pan. We have a couple of whole ones. And you can use any kind of mushroom that you'd like. You can use creminis, you can use white button mushrooms. Okay, we're also gonna just give the pan a little bit of a shake, and I'm gonna grab some of our garlic, and I'm gonna take probably about 3 cloves of garlic. We can use this as our little dirt tray here. So we have our garlic, let's do about 3 cloves. We're gonna get that in here. And this dish is really fast dish to do. Super, super easy, super delectable, super delicious. Adds a nice elegant touch when you see what I'm gonna put in it to make it nice and smooth and creamy. So you can use it for a holiday even. All right, oh, a little bit more. I love garlic. All right, so we're just gonna clean off our cutting board here and make some room here to just give a rough chop to our garlic. Good, we're gonna add that right in, right on top of the mushrooms. Now we're gonna add in some of our thyme. Now thyme is a very delicate looking herb with a penetrating fragrance. It is amazing. Oh, it's so different than anything that you've smelled before. And it's used in a lot of bean, egg, and vegetable dishes. So we're gonna take about 3 sprigs, depending upon how much you like. I happen to like thyme, so I'm actually gonna use a little bit more. So I'm gonna you gently grab onto your sprig and kind of pull it towards you to release the little tiny baby leaves that are very, very delicate of the herb. Let's see here. And just gently pull it towards you. Everything just comes right off the stem. Let's give a little shake over here. It's fun to experiment and try with different herbs. If you're not familiar with thyme, for example, give it a try. Definitely try it in this dish. And if you like it, you can always add more next time. If you don't care for it too much, but just want a little bit of the flavor, you can certainly back down on it. You can also use dried thyme if you prefer, but fresh is always better. And of course, fresh ingredients, organic ingredients, if you can use them as much as possible, that would be wonderful for you and your body. All right, I think that looks about good. So we're just gonna give a little bit of a rough chop to some of these right here. They are tiny, but let's just chop it up and release some of their fragrance. Again, amazing, delicate herb with a really unique fragrance. There we go, and I'll put that right in here. Ooh, those mushrooms are cooking up nicely. We're just gonna grab our spoon here, gently give it a stir. Coat those mushrooms in the butter and the olive oil so they can start to shrink down a bit. And I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper at this point, some organic cracked pepper. Again, as much as you like or as little. I love pepper, but I don't want it to be too overpowering in this dish. There we go. Nice. Now we're gonna add a little bit of stock, and I chose vegetable stock. You can add chicken stock, you can add beef stock, you can even add water to this. We're just gonna put in a little bit just to kind of help release some of these juices in here. and kind of set the base for our little sauce that we're making. Not a big heavy cream sauce or anything like that, but watch. All right, so we're going to grab our veggie stock, organic vegetable broth, low sodium. Okay, let's open this up. And we're going to do about 1/4 cup. There we go. And in it goes. It's releasing amazing flavors. Now, as a kid, I never really cared for mushrooms myself, to be honest with you. I was just like, not gonna have it. However, as I got older, as it usually happens, your taste buds change and you just start to gravitate toward new things. And mushrooms for me were one of those new things. So if you can see this amazing sauce that we're creating here, fabulous and fantastic. Looks so good. Now at this point, to make the sauce, I say sauce because it's not technically a real sauce, we can add a little bit of cream, heavy cream, like 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. However, what I'm going to do is use a little bit of my mascarpone cheese to make it a little bit smoother and a little bit more velvety, a little bit more special. So we're going to open this up, and this is an Italian style cream cheese. I'm going to add probably, let's see, about 1 tablespoon right in here. And try to get it into the sauce area where the liquid is from the stock, and just kind of break it up a little bit with your spoon. You want to use every little piece. Oh, this smells so good. And it's creating somewhat of a white sauce. Give that a little stir. And we are going to add in some of our Italian parsley next. So we're going to let this continue cooking on. There we go. And let's grab a little bit of our Italian parsley. I love the freshness, as you know. And again, this is my flower arrangement today. Some fresh Italian flat leaf parsley. Give it a nice rough chop. Again, rustic is the key. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it is going to be a luxurious dish, I promise. All right, we're going to add our parsley right in. We have some great colors. The brown from the mushrooms change their color beautifully. We have our thyme in here. We have our flat leaf parsley, our nice luxurious sauce here. Kind of give that a stir. Ooh. Now, if you want to speed up the cooking process a little bit, rather than turn up your heat to where it'll make your sauce, so to speak, reduce, what I like to do is just put a little bit of a cover on it for a few minutes and kind of let it do its magic in there and get nice and hot and start to get really soft. We want those mushrooms nice and soft. And our key ingredient, the last ingredient, is going to be some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. My all-time favorite. Love, love, love cheese. Okay, what I'm going to do is, let's clean up a little bit here. Again, everything served on a beautiful platter is the way to go. Let's see, we are going to grab, let's see, this one right over here. Check it out. Now I'm going to grab a fork right in here, kind of test them a little bit, see how they're doing. They're doing okay. We have a couple of them a little bit hard, not too bad though. We're moving right along. Cover it up just for another minute. All right, so we have our platter ready to go. I'm going to put the mushrooms on top of here with a couple little sprigs of fresh parsley, and it'll be great for your table, for your special occasion table, for just your dinner table. All right, so here we go. Let's do that. We're going to shut that off. I'm going to take our spoon, and we are gently going to complete our side dish with all of its juices. This is amazing. Super fast, right? Super delicious. Again, you could put this over polenta if you'd like. You can put it over pasta. You can mix it with quinoa. A little bit more. Let's just kind of dump that right in there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yum, yum. And let's put some of our grated cheese on top here. You can use any type of cheese you like. Like I said, I love Parmigiano, so here we go. As much or as little as you like. Tap, tap. And we'll just put a couple sprigs of parsley on here to just dress up our little plate. And there we go. Our mushrooms. Hope you guys enjoy them. Next, we're going to make schnitzels. Schnitzels were a big thing in my house growing up. My mom was from Poland and made schnitzels quite often with mashed potatoes and green beans, the best ever. My grandmother also made them, and she made them with beef, veal, and pork. So today, what I decided to do was make it with organic ground turkey. So how many times do you go into the grocery store and you see a little package like this, and you're like, what in the world can I do with this? I need to make something delicious for my family, and this looks like it would be fun to do, but I don't know what to do. So here we go. I'm going to be using 2 packages of our ground organic turkey. You can use beef if you like. Sometimes I actually use the turkey mixed with 1 package of the ground beef. If you can purchase organic ground turkey or grass-fed beef, that would be the best thing to do so that your body is being fed some really good ingredients and not things that are laden with pesticides or hormones or anything like that. So we're going to be using 2 of these packages of this lovely ground turkey. And our next ingredient that we're going to put in here is going to be 1 egg. Put our egg in, our cage-free organic egg right here. Okay, we are going to add probably a good half of a Vidalia onion. And I always like using the Vidalias because they're a little bit sweeter and they're add like a really nice taste. So we're going to use that. Let's kind of peel this off. And you can actually cut it rather finely. That would be wonderful. Let's move this out of the way. Here we go. So we're going to give like a rough chop, but small pieces if possible. Turn our onion. Here we go. Just a few ingredients in our schnitzel. Oop, there goes an onion into our pan already. Nice. But going to be a really nice, juicy schnitzel. All right. And we're also going to use a little bit of our garlic. Probably about 2 or 3 cloves will be fine. Whatever you'd like. And this is a really quick dinner that's usually a winner for everyone. If you have picky eaters, they usually will gravitate towards this as well because they think it's like a hamburger. Okay. So nice slices here. Again, rough chop is completely fine. Put that right in our mixture here. Okay, next we're going to add a little bit of our parsley. Now, for this dish, I do recommend that you make, when we chop up our parsley, that we actually chop it up rather small. That way, it's incorporated evenly in each schnitzel. Now, these 2 packages of the ground turkey will make about 12 schnitzels, so that can go a long way. So if you have a few extra left over from dinner, you just put them in a nice glass container, put them in the refrigerator, have them for lunch the next day. You could actually chop them up and put them on top of a salad if you wanted to, or just eat them cold out of the fridge like I did today, because I actually made these last night. All right, so we're going to put our parsley right in here. Nice finely chopped, smells so fresh and fragrant. You can also add breadcrumbs, or what my mom used to do was actually take bread and wet your bread. So we're going to come over to the sink. We're going to wet our bread. You can wet it in water or in milk, but my mom always did it with the water. So a little bit of a squeeze to get the water out, but not too much. And now we have our soggy wet bread. We're going to kind of just break it up into little pieces. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is get our pan rolling here. Take out that onion that flew out earlier. All right, so here we go. Let's add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Here we go. And let's see, we're going to add a little bit of cracked pepper, because ground turkey, when you buy it in the store, does not come seasoned, so you need to add a little something to it. And I'm going to do a little bit of salt, just a teeny bit. And what I'm going to do is also add a little bit of Parmigiano in there. All right. And this again is my version. You can omit whatever you like to omit. It's completely up to you. All right, let's turn this on. There we go. Nice flame. Roll our olive oil around a little bit. This really just takes a few minutes. So in the meantime, our hands are nice and clean. We are going to dig in and kind of mix up our bowl filled with all of our goodies. So you kind of just want to go around nice and easy. When you work with ground turkey, it's actually very sticky. So you may have to add a little bit more of your bread or your breadcrumbs to kind of act as a binder. If you happen to use the beef, 1 beef and 1 ground turkey, then it's not going to be as sticky and it'll be a lot easier to work with. However, ground turkey is a little bit healthier, so we're going to use that. Okay, so here we go. Let's just make sure our oil is kind of moved around, coating the bottom really well. We want to get a good sizzle. So we are going to make, let's see, take a little bit, kind of like a ball. And if you wanted to also coat your schnitzel in breadcrumbs, you could do that before you put it in the pan. There we go. Nice sizzle happening. We're just going to make a few of them. All right, here's another one. And one more. We'll just make 4. Nice ball. Put it right in. So we're gonna wash our hands. Our schnitzel are cooking. The sizzle's happening. Give it a little shake. Still a little bit light brown. It's a little golden. We want it a little bit more brown. So we'll just kind of move them around a little bit. Smells so good. It reminds me of my mom's house. Love it, love it, love it. Quick peek. They're getting there. I'm going to move them to the center of our pan so that our heat gets nicely distributed. Oh, this one looks good. We're going to flip this little guy right here. Here we go. That looks good to me. Oh, another one's looking good too. See, this isn't taking long at all. Before you know it, you have an awesome meal on the table. Again, we're going to flip again. Nice golden. And one more. That looks great. So we're going to shake it up a little bit so it doesn't stick. Put a lid on it, and it's going to cook for a few more minutes. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. Let them steam up. Smells good. Okay, we're gonna take a peek. We're getting there. Gonna flip again, one more time. Total of 3 flips. When you put them in, you flip them once and then again. So they're steaming up nicely. Then what I'm going to do to check to make sure that the inside is cooked is I'm going to just kind of cut through a little bit, kind of separate the meat and just kind of peek inside to make sure we don't see any pink. Still a little pink in there. I'm going to just poke a hole in each one, let some of the juices out and let them release, and flip one more time. Smells delicious. Now when I make them at home, I usually have my Pyrex dish ready to go, ready to load them up. As I make them, I put them in, put the lid on it, keep them nice and hot. You can put them on your warmer if you have one. That way when it's time to serve dinner, when all your pieces are ready to go, everybody's still enjoying a hot meal. Okay. We are going to plate. Here's one. Here's our second one. And this one's a little darker. Someone who likes a little darker. And there you have it. You have La Bella Vita Cucina Schnitzels. And our next dish is our Roma tomato salad. So I have some vine-ripe tomatoes, my all-time favorite, smell amazing, and I have some gourmet tomatoes. So for our salad, our tomatoes actually contain lycopene, which is an antioxidant, which is super, super important to prevent possibly cancer in the body. You want to make sure that you get a good, decent amount of lycopene in your body. And this is a great way because this salad is raw, this is fresh, and tomatoes are the most amazing fruit I think ever. I just love, love, love tomatoes. So I'm going to be cutting our tomatoes up into some nice quarters and some chunks. This salad is a rustic salad. Things do not need to be extremely even. When tomatoes are in season, they're nice and red and juicy, and that's what you want. This is the best time to make that salad, for sure. All right. And again, tomatoes do not need to be of a deep red color in order to get the benefits of lycopene. So I'm actually going to be using some gourmet tomatoes, which are a little bit smaller. They're cherry type tomatoes, very tender and juicy. And you'll notice again, yellow colors, a little bit deeper red, almost like a brownish color, all contain the same amount of lycopene so that your body will absorb it all. It's not really based on the color of the tomato. So we're going to put our tomatoes right into our bowl. Again, a really fast dish. This dish is actually really good if you can let it marinate and sit for about an hour before you serve it. We'll take some of these right over here. And you can do about a pound of tomatoes if you like, depending upon how many people you have. So we're going to cut our tomatoes into some bite-sized pieces here. Very vibrant colors. Very sweet. All right, let's add a few more yellows. Good. Getting there. I think that should be good. We're going to put those right into our bowl right over here. Looks beautiful. Now we're going to add a little bit of fresh parsley. Again, we're using this bunch almost down to nothing here today. Fine with me, since I love it so much. You can use it to garnish and to add to all of your dishes. Wonderful, wonderful to have on stock. Okay, so we're going to cut up our parsley. Nice here, chunks. There we go. And let's take this stem out right over here. Put our parsley right in here. And you're also going to be adding in some olives. Now, you can use any type of olives you like. I'm using some green olives today. These are from the salad bar, actually, at one of my greatest and best grocery stores that I enjoy. You can find them at any gourmet shop, and you just slice them in half. These are green pitted olives, and these happen to be coated with herbe de Provence, so nice flavor. I don't really have to add too much. I'm going to put that right in here. Olives are my favorite. Let's add a few more. And we're going to be also adding in some black olives. You can add Kalamata olives, you know, the Greek olives. You can add just regular black olives, medium or large size, whatever you like. The key is to make you happy and your guests happy, your family happy. I'm going to add a few more. I just love them so much. They're so good. They're so tender and tangy, actually, at the same time. All right, we're getting there. And when you cut them in half, it just makes it so much easier to eat and makes your dish look wonderful. Okay, so there we go with our green olives. I'm going to take our can of our black olives. Going to drain that. All right, let's add some of these right in here. Looks wonderful. Give them a nice chop. Whoops, one's gonna escape. I'm also gonna be adding in some capers to add a little savory flavor to our dish. Here we go, chop, chop. This is a real quick addition to your summer menu or your spring menu. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to add some of our capers. These are the immature flower buds, and they're going to add a nice tanginess. These are organic. I'm just going to put a nice handful in right in here. I happen to like the taste of them. They're salty, so you don't really have to add too much salt to this dish. You can add as much or as little as you like. All right. We are also going to add, let's see, some of our basil. Basil, the king of all herbs. It's one of the oldest and most popular plants. It's a sweet herb, and it's actually part of the mint family. Smells amazing. You'll never forget that smell of basil. So we're going to roll it up. We're going to chiffonade them, nice strips of basil. This is going to add an amazing freshness. You can add garlic if you like. Here we go. We're also just going to add in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. You can also reduce the balsamic vinegar to a syrup if you'd like. So add a little bit of our olive oil. So if you put the balsamic vinegar in a pan for about 20 minutes and reduce it down, it'll turn into like a thick syrup, kind of on the sweet side. You can just pour it right over, or you can just add a little drizzle like I'm doing right now. And we're going to grab our spoon and give this a nice stir. And our salad is pretty much done here. You can also add feta cheese to this if you'd like. That looks great to me. I'm just going to plate it right here on my bowl. Can I just dump that right in here? Look at those beautiful, vibrant colors. I'm so happy right now because this is essentially a meal in itself. It really is. That looks wonderful. And there you have it, our Roma salad. I hope you enjoy. I'd like to thank GM Roth for the use of this beautiful kitchen again here today, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining me today. I hope you enjoy these wonderful dishes as much as my family does, and be sure to visit us on Facebook at La Bella Vita Cucina with Lisa.
preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.